Hi guys, Wayback Machine, something I picked up on the used market. This is the Rogue Gunfighter plate carrier, made famous by the tag clearance section on their website. I don't know how tag ended up getting these. I don't know if they were the OEM. It kind of looks a lot like tag, which makes sense. But I don't even remember how high they started in pricing. I want to say it was probably around $400, high $300. And I don't know that anybody ever bought them because all of the marketing material was like a side table at shot and about a minute long. And there's a lot of questions that folks rightfully should have when they're looking at this thing because it doesn't make a lot of sense right off the bat, and the description was always trash. But I found one by accident. I'm gonna show it to you guys. If somebody's interested in this thing, hit me up. I definitely don't need it. It is very cool. It's a rather complete plate carrier out of the box, but I still have some questions even now having one in hand. So let's get on the table, walk you through all of the features of this thing that I've been able to find, because there's a lot of them and not all of them are obvious, but it's pretty neat. Let's get on the table. All right, so I'm probably going to struggle to keep this thing on the table. There's a lot going on. We'll get to the chest rig, the radio pocket eventually. We'll work our way through the features on this thing. If I miss any features, prove it. I guess like there are no tangible marketing materials for this thing left on the internet, as far as I can tell, aside from the SHOT Show or whatever other conference interview with the dudes that made this thing, and those are as close to useless as possible. All right, so you'll notice there's a lot of excess material around the edges of the plates. I do have them cinched all the way up as far as they will go. There's a little excess material up there, but the plate is all the way up in the pocket. There is an internal adjustment system, which I'll get to in just a second. All of this excess bulk, I can only imagine the Rogue Gunfighter guys had planned on making a custom footprint soft armor for this thing. I don't know if that ever happened. If it did, it would be cool. It's kind of like an early MBAV, and I would imagine that this was also built to be large plate friendly. However, I can't prove that, and that was one of the reasons why I think this thing failed, is the marketing behind it just sucked, and it didn't actually tell you what you were getting. All right, so the inside of the plate bag is all mesh. Doesn't appear to be for padding or anything like that. It's just mesh to cut down on weight, maybe. I think that's pretty debatable, or to add some ventilation. All right. A lot of tag products back in the day had that. I don't know about tag these days because haven't had a reason to shop with them. All right. It is all very nicely finished. Bias tape everywhere you would want bias tape. Huge flap on the bottom of the plate pocket. Really dig that. Not dangler friendly, but danglers were not at all a thought when this was made. All right, opening it up, there is a plate pocket within the plate pocket. You can see the adjustment strap here. I guess it is needed in this thing because the volume of the plate bag is just so big. I don't know, like it's almost up there with like LVS sizing, not really tall enough to be bulks or spear or take IOTV inserts or anything like that. Not quite sure what the thought process was here. If this thing had been built for medium plates or large plates, either way, just committed to one size or the other, and then have that stated to buyers, I think it would have done well. There's a lot of cool features on here. All right, we'll close up, I think that, yep, so this cable routing goes up through here. It does not feed back into the plate bag anywhere. All right, so we'll close up that plate bag and we'll get the rear plate out as well while we're here. Both plate bags essentially identical on sizing. All right, but it does hold your plates pretty securely. Can't argue with that. All right, looking at the front plate bag, I already gave you the spoiler on cable routing. It appears to run up through a channel and come out up top. It's a rather large channel. It's just a kind of a void everywhere where this buckle's not sewn down is open for cable management. You have a very lightly secured admin pocket in here. If I didn't have these straps coming down, you can see it's just kind of loosey-goosey, just looped Velcro. So I'd imagine the first time you snag that on anything, that panel would just be gone. Which is kind of okay. It's not really doing anything super useful anyways. There's no organization in there. All your stuff's going to tip over. Okay. But you do have an admin pocket. You also have a kangaroo pocket here. This one looks like a double M4 mag insert. Yeah, we'll call it that. So you got a 2 mag Cumberbund pocket right there. That is removable, and if you remove that, it should close up nicely on itself. This is it. Tag absolutely made these things. As I go through this, I hadn't ripped these out, but this is 100% a Tag product. If that doesn't scream late 2000s Tag to you, I don't know what does, or you just haven't experienced late 2000s Tag. All right, there you go. There's your kangaroo pocket. So you got 2 mags, potentially up front, admin pocket. We'll get to the shoulder straps at the end-ish, I think. They did one of these plate carriers. I don't think it was this one. Had some goofy elastic going up top. It's not this one. You do have these D-rings for your super sweet vest-mounted single-point sling, if that's what you wanted to do. I needed to take up more slack in the shoulder straps, so that is covered. But we'll get to that in a little bit. All right, on to the back. Looking at the back of this thing, there's a lot going on. You have more cable routing as needed. You've got kind of a tri-glide, not really, just a plastic D-ring up there for your shoulder straps. You do have a drag handle that is sewn right here. I have very little confidence that would last even the first couple steps if you needed to use it. I don't even know that I would really use that one for just moving the plate carrier around administratively. Like, there's enough slack in here that it's gonna bind up somewhere weird and start ripping on you. Okay, looking at the Cumberbund, this is a very strange Cumberbund with lots of things going on, but it's not bad. All right, so in the back, what kind of looks like an adjustment flap is not. This is a sleeve for an IFAC, if you wanted one back there, with just a light flap to secure it. Not quite sure what the Molly-ish setup is for here, because there's nothing else to tie it into. It appears to be the spec everywhere but right in the middle. I don't know what you would lash onto there, really. The Cumberbund is fixed. It is sewn as far out as right here, but there's a lot of room for adjustment up front, so it really doesn't end up being a problem unless you're tiny or huge. All of these cells have some sort of lid on them. They're also double elastic, so if you were feeling really squirrely, you could stack a mag, and then I think this will work. It might just be a little too snug. If you were feeling really squirrely, you could double up on some of these cells. It's not ideal by any stretch, but you could. Really not what it was designed for. It's just 2 layers to have more strength there. All right. So you could put mags for sure. Let me get that radio back out. These guys were super hardcore contractors, so they'd probably be running some commercial bricks. You could fit Motorola XTS 2500, which was the radio at the time. That'll fit in there. And then you've got a total of 4 of those on each side. The rearmost 2 have this flap set up externally, and then the front 2 have this internally. I'm not quite sure what drove the difference there. It's kind of interesting. and they're all just kind of stitched across the bottom of the pocket. All right. Then you've got these two buckles here, which I want to say tie into the chest rig, but I don't think it's that chest rig. I think they had another chest rig that they sold aftermarket. This is just kind of like their placard at the time. Not an ideal placard, but that's what it was. All right, so there's your cummerbund secured with this. It's not overly stout elastic, so having things in it might actually help with sizing. It's kind of tough to tell. All right, flipping this thing over again. We'll get to the shoulder straps, I promise. All right, when you secure the cummerbund, you could take it kind of wherever you wanted. We'll game it right there for now. I did not need it anywhere that near that loose, but I didn't have mags in there. Once that's done, you've got your chest rig here, which you could slap on. It is kind of interesting that these straps are adjustable because nothing else that would matter is. So you've got that marries up with just the Velcro all the way out. So that's kind of why I gamed it there. If you're only on your flap, you get the best continuity there, but you can start attaching to the cells kind of if they took up some more slack here. That'll work almost as well. It's never going to be super duper solid, but you could take buckles and tie that into the back if you wanted, but it's kind of offset. I don't quite know what the thought was there. All right, this is adjustable, like I said, needlessly adjustable, so you've just got kind of the strap hanging out. And then you do have a handle on here that the Velcro's down at the top here, to then rip that off if you wanted like a grab and go panel. Yeah, I don't know. It's there. The radio pocket is kind of interesting in the way that it mounts. So it's got loop on the back and then hook on the wings and then loop all across the front. So I think the way this was designed to mount, I had it just kind of on here when I got it, and then this would kind of close over it. That doesn't quite seem right, but I don't think the alternative is any more right. Like that doesn't make sense. There's some hook missing, unless it's just for this strap, which it may be. So your radio retention is done via this loop. And gosh, you got this elastic up top. Kind of a mess. Let's get a radio in here. Not a tall enough radio, that's for sure. All right, so you secure your radio like that. I guess you could fit probably an emitter in there just fine. And then I guess it's just kind of a free-for-all where you mount it. Maybe, nope, there's no hook back there. I don't know. I guess you'd kind of have to do something like that, or leave. Oh, you know what? It's probably just because it's ambidextrous. I'm so dumb. All right. You can secure it like that. Flip it on the side there. Run that over it however you need to. Bam. I made that way harder than it needed to be. All right. Radio pocket. I don't know if they came in pairs. I don't know if this was aftermarket. I'm super lost at this point. I don't know what I don't know. But if you buy this one, you get my one radio pocket. All right. And then I promised you shoulder straps. So let's look at the shoulder straps real quick. This has the most obnoxiously padded shoulder strap for what you would be doing with this thing. Now, you can put a ton of weight in this thing with all of the kind of built-in load carriage that it has, not even before you look at the chest rig there. But this shoulder pad is just obnoxious. So thick between all the mesh and the lockup. Like, it's padded on top. It doesn't need to be padded on top at all. And then the adjustment is about as crude as you can get with just these big, long, running 2-inch straps. Very, very typical of tag back in the day. All right, so you could definitely secure some comm wires under there, whatever you needed to, but you do have 2 shoulder straps. All right, there you go. For posterity's sake, the Rogue Gunfighter thing. I want to call it the Moab, but I don't think it's the Moab. I don't remember what the other one was. If you want it, come holler. It's for sale. I don't know how much. Just throw a number at me. But there you go. Thanks for your time, guys.